What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's up, Dan? Welcome to the stream. Just sharing it out real quick. Gotta get a new screen protector. I ain't gonna lie. Appreciate that. Subscribe on the note. Much love. Back with World Gone Mad. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes. My good man. I'm trying to line it up nicely. So, over his game, welcome back with another live stream. We're back with World Gone Mad, continuation, season 4, episode 14, The Brothers' Revenge. Just fits. At least on the screen, anyway. Without clicking it. And then we got 4 more episodes. 15, 16, 17, and 18. Crazy. Not many more left to go. That's insane. We're getting to the end. This one's a little bit more lengthy as well. Just under 53 minutes. So definitely curious to see how the craziness goes with this one. Getting closer to getting caught up. Yes, sir. Well, I'm in no rush to 100% complete because once I'm caught up, that's it. You know what I mean? We're gone mad. It's up to you then, Mr. Dan. At that point. So, I'm in no rush at this point. So, yeah. And then, of course, when you go on your break, then I'm going to go back. And then I'll more than likely start The Prey. And we'll start with, let's see, we will start with part, let's see, I'll try to see if I can space it out decently to where it levels up to you. Ah! Let's see, okay, you got 20. 526. Well, this probably has 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, that's probably what it is. That'd be my guess. That will be my guess. Yeah. That would be my guess. Hour 24, okay. So 31 parts. Interesting. Yeah. So I guess it just depends on when you return to season 5, when you do take that break. And then how I kind of make that work. Because then during that meantime, I'll just keep working on man going. I keep it going. You know what I mean? We'll keep it going. Except we will keep it going in terms of the prey, and then that would just be the spacer. And then when you can come back to season 5, bam, 100% done. And then voila. So, yeah, then you got the prey. There's more of the prey going back up to season 5. After it completes, you mean? 100%? Like when season 5 ends? Is that what you mean? If that's what you're meaning, that's fine. I'll deal with it, Carl. Excuse me. If that's what you mean, I'm going to. If that's what you mean. Wait, what? Wow. What the? Now everybody's canceling Netflix. What? Damn, Eli, you freaking started a viral thing. Jesus. Yes, sir. There's more. There's some after 5/8, December 24th. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm just gonna keep reacting to the old ones before, you know what I mean. I react to the new ones, obviously. You know what I mean. So I'll just do that, of course. So I will just do that. So let's see here. Oh, yeah, it works for me. Yeah. Well, that would be best, because obviously if I just jump to that, I'm not going to know what the heck's going on. So let's see. So this is 14. If we do next week, 15, 16, 17. Wait, am I doing that right? Yeah. 15, 16, 15. Oh! Well, I'll be damned. I don't need to do 2 a week anymore. That literally lines right up. Literally, that lines right up. Ha! Boys! Mr. Reyes knows what he's doing. Yes, sir!
Moving on.
Yes, sir. Actually, no, we'll do that.
Music mode. Talk mode.
I'll just leave it on that, because actually you're talking, so. Yeah, I'll just leave it on that. That stuck in my tooth. Yeah, that literally lines right up. Yes, and I'll do the finale of season 4 on the premiere of season 5. So it's going to be a double extension, World Gone Mad, and it's going to be epic. We're going to see how this bad boy ends, and we're going to see how it continues. We're on the same page. So, I think that's the exciting way to do it. It'll be a long one, but hey, that is A-okay with Mr. Reyes. I am all in, Raven. All in, 100%. I'm locked in, ready to see what happens. So, hopefully badass. So that will be awesome. So next week, we'll do the 15th. We'll do episode 15. The week after that, we'll do episode 16. The third week, we'll do episode 17. And season 5 premiere week, we will do episode 18. And of course, we'll do it right on that premiere date, the 31st. So, should be awesome. Should be epic. We'll say happy Halloween as well. So, should be pretty awesome. Yeah. So, awesome. We're going to build up to it. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. So, welcome back. We got episode 14, Brothers Revenge. As always, shout out to Dan Reviews and Mega Matt. Check them both out. Show them love, support. They both get a shout out now. Well, Mega Matt now gets a shout out now because he's a big part of this now going forward. So much love to him and everything like that. Check out both their channels. Of course, they make fire content. Both of them do. And of course, check out the World Gone Mad Complete Universe playlist. Links are down below. Check them all 3 out. That'd be awesome, especially if you guys want to see how this goes yourselves. I definitely recommend it for sure. So, definitely do it. That'd be awesome. We get 6 likes. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Hit that subscribe if you guys want any more fart content like this. Hit that bell to be notified every time we go live or upload content. Yeah, a lot. We're going to kind of get back in the realm of it bit by bit here. All that good stuff. I'm going to change that nightbot. Not as frequent. A little too frequent. A little too frequent. So, I'm gonna up the minutes a little bit more. And I'm gonna like separate them, you know what I mean? So it's not like back to back. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this bad boy and see where things go. 100%. Oh, and then you also got your back to back, nice. Yeah, the finale of season 4 and the premiere of season 5. Yeah, I'm gonna do it back to back. That'll be an epic duo. See how it ends, and then your season 5 continues. I think that'll be epic. It'll be 2 hours, but hey, I'm all good. Oh, actually 2.5. Whatever. More likely 3, but that's fine. I'm all down for it. I'm all good for it. I will be strapped in for it. So that's perfectly fine with Mr. Reyes. It'll be a lot of content, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, your Fly By Night. That returns this Friday. Am I not mistaken, right? I'm pretty sure it does. Or was that last Friday? Getting the Fridays mixed up. It's either this Friday or last Friday. I'm pretty sure it's this Friday. Yes. I'm pretty positive it's this Friday. Yeah. Alright? Okay. honestly, I actually got mixed up because so many things have been happening. Do it. Kind of threw me off a loop. It'll be later this week. Yeah, that'll be a big watch. Yes, sir. Okay, later. Okay. Mr. Ray's all right. Well, I can't wait for that one too. That one's been fire as well. They're officially in the World Gone Mad return month. Crazy. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy. Cheers to that. Actually, give it 1 second here. I don't know if I'm going to finish that pizza before it goes bad. Mr. Ray's. You know, we got freaking promoting Black Ops 7, you know. Nice and 7 there. For nice and cold. So, yeah, time for the battle we set up last episode. Yes, sir. You know, I hope that title is giving me some greatness. And I want to see W Monster. Yeah. Already, you know. Yeah, because you're getting. You irritate me, Dan. Getting Yost of Gotai. Or Ghost of Yotai. So some people are saying Yote. I'm pretty sure it's Yotai. I'm sure that's how you say it. I don't think it's Yote. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it is Yote. Is it Yote? Hey, Brother's Revenge. Yeah. I hope that's setting up something. You know. Let's see. Ooh. Trans. Oh, I was right. Go see him did. Ha! Oh, wait, no. How was I saying it? Go see your time? Oh, no. What's that saying? Oh, I don't even remember. I got the two confused now. Now I don't even know what I was saying. I feel like I was saying go see your time. Was I saying go see your time? Okay, well, evidently it's Yote. That sounds right anyway. Yeah. That does sound right. Oh yeah, ship that game soon. Yeah. Yeah, I can't even buy the damn thing yet. Duh! I can't. That's the dumb part, Mr. Dan. What's the Dan wants to buy it for me? Nah. Ah! Yeah, that's usually how I say it. Yote? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I've been saying. I think Dom said it a different way. I think he said Yotai. Or maybe he did say Yote. I don't know. I don't remember now. I'd have to listen to it again. Hope it's good. I think it's going to be. I've been hearing good reviews about it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be bad. That company has not let me down yet, so I'm not really too concerned about them. You know, they've been they've been giving me W content, so I'm not too concerned. I don't think I've finished 100% of Ghost of Tsushima. I don't think I have. And I kept saying that one wrong too, and I still keep saying that one wrong. But fuck it, whatever. I just keep saying Ghost of Tsushima. Ah! Because the characters in the game were saying it a specific way, and that was actually the right way to pronounce it. But the funny thing is, they weren't saying it enough to where I was getting it to be trapped in my head to say it correctly that way every time. And I kept going back to Tsushima. I think it's. Yes, I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna fuck it up. Luckily, Jen isn't in it due to the timeline, so yeah. Well, I mean, shit. When they said how many years, they said 300 years. I wasn't worried. I was not worried at all. I was like, nope, not around. I mean, if you want to put in human perspective, he would be dead. Obviously. But of old age, you know. Obviously, if nothing killed him, of course. But I'm okay with that. You know, I mean, even if they want to go back later to tell a sequel story to his story, maybe then something later happens, you know what I mean, that they eventually want to tell, but they don't want to tell it yet. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I don't mind bouncing around. That's fine. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a direct sequel right off the bat. You know what I mean? As long as the stories are good. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like if the next one after this is now Ghost of Tsushima 2, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm down. Like I'm not gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, all right, so you gave us a break. We got a different story, and let's just say this one's another 10 out of 10. It's fucking amazing. And now we go back to Jin's story. Awesome. You know, like I'm not gonna bitch. I'm not gonna bitch at all. Hell no. You know. You know, I mean, even if you take a break for even a longer period of time, I'm still okay with that. You know, I don't exactly need like a sequel like right away. You know what I mean? I'm very satisfied where I left off with the character, where it's like I don't need a continuation instant. You know what I mean? But I would like to go back for sure at some point. You know, that'd be really cool because I do love his character. He's fucking badass. I love his character so goddamn much. Ah! Yeah. Exactly. Old age. Thank goodness. Yeah, a Gen sequel before. Ghost of Tsushima 2. Ooh, man, you're getting me excited. Ah! Listen. You know, I'm not gonna rule it out. That game did very well in terms of numbers. I'm not gonna rule it out. There could be another story. You never know. You know. I actually have to go back and finish it 100% because I did not finish it 100%. At least I don't believe I did. I think I'm close, but I don't think I finished it 100%. Not off the top of my head. I don't think I did. But that shit was good though. I gave it a 10. 10 out of 10. Solid 10. Shit was fire. Little deaths, man. Brutal. Freaking brutal. No, but you're a lucky man though. You get to freaking get the game, man. I can't because of financial issues. You know what I mean? At least not yet. I'm just hoping the deluxe edition is still there even after the game's out because I do want to get it still. I just can't get it right now. So I'm hoping some of this overtime maybe will give me a little bit of extra funds to where maybe I can buy it. Because I don't want to buy this Dispatch too. I want to buy that game as well. You know what I mean? It's just like, frick, man. You know, I need to make some extra money to get these fire games. Because I don't want to miss out. don't. I don't with Mr. Reyes. This is bad timing. Mr. Reyes doesn't want to miss out. No. It's like, God damn it.
Say 10 out of 10. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna play it over a few weeks though. I don't want to rush it. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't rush through that shit either, man. I take my sweet time on that shit. I take my sweet time, man. I like to really just, you know, get into it. You know. I gotta bring my Days Gone continuation too. Man, so much for being that a summer continuation blockbuster, you know what I mean? I was supposed to keep that going on a pretty consistent basis, but shit got crazy. And I've not been consistently doing that, so I'll definitely try to bring that back. Maybe this weekend, maybe if things play out right. So. You ready for more Dames? Oh shit. I figured it's a James episode. No, I'm not ready for him. But you know what? His end is coming, so let's get it. Left a like as always. Remember, links were in the description. Check them all out. Let's get it.
We open with blood in the sand, guns on the ground, as we see the Apostle Nest on fire, as we see dead apostles all around, as we zoom out to see even more dead apostles on the beach.
Wow. No way to open. Crazy. Here we go. Yes, sir. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Big Man. Countdown to the down. Yeah. Crazy. It's only on AMC, you know. AMC and Dan are working together. That'd be pretty lit, though. Flashback.
4.5 years ago, we see a deer walking around the woods. As we see someone with a gun walks up and shoots it. It's Lincoln, as Dave walks up behind him and says,
back my man.
"Damn, Mr. West, been months without war, and you still got it." Lincoln says, "Yeah, they always come up braver around this time." Dave says, "That why you're out here early?" "Shoot, man. Well, with Haley and your kid almost being born, born? Fucking Tom making me watch all this Canadian show shit. It sticks with you. Fuck, I can't even speak no more. Anyway, you may have to retire that gun of yours soon." Lincoln says, "Well, I'm getting old. Hell, my back gives out every time I hit the damn couch at night." Dave says, "Oh, I hear you. Having a kid around the house will change a lot of things for me and for you." Lincoln says, "You?" Dave smiles and says, "I got her pregnant, man." Lincoln hugs him and says, "Oh, man, that's great. Oh, my lord. Damn, man, we're gonna be co-dads." "Damn, that sounds really fucking weird, but that's what we'll be." Dave says, "Yeah, I'm just glad we're able to be together in one safe place, to raise our kids and keep them safe. It's taken a lot to get here, man. I just hope we can hang on to it for a little while longer." Lincoln says, "Well, do you think we can?" Dave says, "It's a world gone mad, brother. Anything can happen at any time." Lincoln says, "Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to block that out of my mind, but nah, you ain't wrong. Alright, how about this? We make a pact with each other. that no matter what happens, if one of us ever goes down, we will take care of the other one's families. And we will get revenge for the other person that can't do so, no matter what. They shake hands, and Dave says, "That's a deal, my brother." As they stand there together, as they watch the sunrise.
Damn. Make me cry. W Days Gone music. Now. Lincoln. Sadly didn't last. Yeah. Damn you. Video.
Now, we see the sky goes from light to dark. As we see Haley in an apostle outfit.
Oh.
As she sees an old security camera. As she looks at herself through the reflection and says, "How did it come to this? Being an apostle to take down the apostles." We see Bishop writing stuff down on a map as he turns around to our group and says, "Well, what I have here is checkpoints around the nest. Places my men would stand guard 24/7 to assure no intruders were trying to break in." And now we're the intruders. I left James in charge of those lookouts back when I was running things. And I know he's going to be using them. So me, Sydney, and Miles will go around and take out each one. Mrs. West? He steps aside and Haley says, "Luke, you got the guns ready?" Luke says, "All ready to go, boss lady." Haley says, "All right. Ashley, Colin, I want you two at the west point. Once we push in, we'll get Colin on sniper. Ashley, you'll come with me." Ashley says, "Sounds good." Haley says, "We can do this. We hit them with the explosives, Colin covers us, we push in. Do we understand?" Everyone says, "Yes, boss." Haley says, "Let's go." Haley goes into the back of the truck and opens the door, as Ryan says, "Yeah, I found you a little something. I think this could help us." As we see her pull out an old RPG, as she loads it and looks nervous, as we see, Ryan says, "Oh, I also found this." He pulls the cover off of something and says, "I saw this parked out in front of your house. My men took it just in case you may have needed it." As we see, it's Lincoln's old bike, as Haley says, "Thanks." As she gets on it and starts driving out, as everyone drives behind her, as she leads the pack forward.
Back at the nest.
We see James walks out clean shaven with shorter hair. As we see, his son walks up to him and says, "Controls are ready in place, Dad. So what's my job in all this?" James says, "Oh, just shut the fuck up and stop being such a fucking pussy. You have one job, making sure Billy is here, protected at all times." Isaac says, "Of course." James starts walking away, and Isaac says to his dad, "You know, I truly wish Mom lived to see all this. This part of me thinks this all would have been different. For better or for worse. I don't know. But it would be different." James says, Yeah, I think it would." He then splits off from his son, as we see him walk up to an apostle and says, "Hey there, warrior. Is everything in place?" The apostle says, "Ready to go, sir. But I had a suggestion if you're willing to hear me out." James says, "What is it?" The apostle says, "Well, maybe with all the danger that we're in, maybe we should consider reaching out to Audrey, getting him to help us out." James says, "I'll never ask for help. And hell, Audrey ain't no help. We help each other in here, and that's it. Do you understand?" The apostle says, "Of course, Bishop." James walks away and says to himself, "Nothing like a brother's revenge." We see Haley drive the motorcycle onto the beach and stops it, as we then see the nest in front of her. She pulls out her RPG and calmly walks up to them and says, "Hi, remember me?" We see three apostles on guard that says, Stop right there, Mrs. West. The other guy says, we need to report to James. Get him down here. Let him know that she's... A rocket launcher fires and blows all of them up. We hear calling radios Haley as we hear, Haley, you're clear for entry. I repeat, you're clear for entry. We see Haley, Ashley, and some of Ryan's people move in.
Badass. I say. Hey. Yeah. I forewarned WC. Yeah. 3 miles out from the nest.
3 miles out from the nest, we see 2 apostles as one is having a smoke. As we see a knife goes through his throat. As we see,
Damn.
it's Ryan. Sydney stabs the other guy in the back and then stomps his head in. Ryan grabs the apostle and takes the smoke off of him. As he takes a drag off of it. As Sydney looks at him with a side eye. As he says, look. Miles kills 2 more apostles with his sword as he then walkies. The other checkpoints are down. Sydney picks it up, and as she says, yeah, we're good here too. Miles hears an explosion coming from the nest. So does Ryan and Sydney. As Sydney says, it started. Time for us to push in. Ryan says, yep. And I have just the way for us to get exactly what we want. Sydney asks, what? How? Ryan says, well, darling, listen up. I may or may not have a man on the inside that will give us exactly what we came for. He smirks as Sydney looks confused.
Back in the nest.
We see Haley, Luke, Ashley, and 4 of Ryan's men pushing in as they walk through the dark cave. As we see Ashley shoots 2 apostles standing guard. Then Haley asks, so whereabouts in this place is James usually at? Ashley says, I'd assume he took Ryan's old office. If that's the case, it's far, but we can make it. We'll make it through the halls, make it through the rooms, and we'll get there. Haley says, okay, this is what we do. Ashley and Luke, you go for James. Ashley will lead the way with Luke and the 2 of you. I'll take the other 2 of you with me. We'll find my son, get it done at once. Ashley says, okay. Me and Luke will circle around. There's a second entrance that we can use. It's close. Luke says, all right, let's go. As we then see them split off. Haley and the 2 other men get into the elevator as we then see them going down. As they all put their apostle masks on. As we see, one of Ryan's men is shaking a bit, showing that he is afraid of fighting. As Haley looks back at them and says, it's okay. We see the elevator opens as they walk in very casually. As 8 more apostles go up to them, and an apostle says, you're coming with us, warriors. We're under attack. And we need all hands on deck, per James's orders. Haley and the other 2 men turn around, and they light them up. As Haley says, down this hall, go.
Damn. Badass.
Ashley, Luke, and the other 2 men go around the nest onto the other side. As Luke stands in front of the door and says, I'm gonna blow this sucker clean off. He pulls out a grenade and says, everyone get back. He pulls it. The door gets blown off.
Damn.
As Ashley says, all right, follow me. They all push in as we see an apostle says, what the hell? They light up a few of them as Ashley stands over one who is still alive and shoots him over and over again and says, where's my brother? Where are you keeping the kids? The apostle says, you think I'd tell you after all that you just did? The snake herself, huh? You know, I've wanted to ask. How's that trigger finger of yours, huh? She shoots him in the gut and says, yeah, it still hurts. Despite all that, though, I still have a trigger finger, motherfucker. Now, where the fuck is my brother? He laughs and says, I don't know. He's anywhere and everywhere. But those kids are in the green room, alright? Fuck. But I do wish you luck getting down there because you may not get very... She shoots him, and Luke says, fuck, James. We go for the green room. The kid's out first, then we'll take care of him. Ashley says, okay. She radios Haley and says, Haley, we're in. The kids are in the green room. Meet us there.
Damn. Badass.
We see Haley and her guys going down the hall as we see over 10 men are standing at the end of the hall as one of them says, "Hands! We saw you kill apostles back there. This is over," another apostle says. "Oh, James is sure gonna like this one." Haley and the men drop their weapons as we see the rocket launcher is strapped behind her as she quickly pulls out the rocket launcher and the apostle says, "Oh fuck, that chick has a rocket launcher!" They try to run as she then fires and lights all of them up.
Damn.
Isaac hears an explosion
Fucking
from inside
savage.
as he looks worried and goes up the stairs to his dad's place as he's yelling, "Billy! Billy!" Billy says, Hey, what's going on?" Isaac says, "We're under attack. We gotta get you out of here. Come on," Billy says. "But my uncle, he said that I shouldn't leave here." Isaac says, "It doesn't matter what my dad thinks. It doesn't matter what I think, alright? We're gonna do what my mom would have wanted me to do, which is save your life." Billy says, "What?" As we see Isaac says, "Not give a fuck what my father says." As he then gives Billy Lincoln's old machete. As he says, "We found this in storage when we were taking stuff from your group. I heard it came from your house. Should be brought back to its rightful owner, especially his son." As he and Billy then leave the apartment together.
Interesting.
We see Haley going through the halls. As two apostles come around the corner and light them up, as Haley gets shot in the arm, as we see the other two men by her side get killed and go down, as Haley then drops the rocket launcher, as one pistol whips Haley to the ground, and one of them says, "James told us about the widow, but using one of our masks to blend in? Damn, this chick is something else, fellas." He looks at the neon mask on the ground and says, "That's Tim's," the other guy says. "Let's eliminate her right away." The other guy says, wait. What about if James wants to kill?" The other guy says, "Ah, shit, man, yeah, you're right. Okay, how about they get shot down as we see Ashley and Luke, as Luke says, "Here, take my hand," Haley says. "Well, I'm glad I told you to meet me," Luke says. "Where's Felix? Sam?" Haley turns around as we see they're dead. Ashley
Damn.
says, "Well, let's focus on who we can save. Let's go. Let's go get your boy."
Rip to them.
We see Ryan,
Came
Sydney,
prepared,
and Miles walking through the sand as we see dead apostles at the entryway. As Ryan says, "Well, I see they let themselves in already." "I'm sorry, Xavier." Sydney says, "Who's Xavier?" Ryan says, "The nicest man I've ever known." Miles says, "Well, the entrance is already blown open," so Sydney says, "Well, let's hope the rest of this is just a piece of cake." As they move in, as we see, it's fully dark out.
Flashback. Ah.
Flashback. We see Sydney on guard at Kingstonville. As she shoots two deadheads with her rifle and she says, "Piece of cake." Lincoln then climbs up and says, "Nice shot. You know, don't tell Kesey this, but I think you're my favorite shot of the group." Sydney says, "Is that why you got me on night duty all the time?" Lincoln says, "Well, unless someone tries anything funny, yeah. We got kids in here to protect. Pretty soon my own," Sydney said it would be after a while, so Lincoln laughs and says, "Yeah, I mean, for 10 months I used to just count sheep." Sydney says, "Oh, fall asleep?" Lincoln says, "No, I mean, literally count sheep. I stayed at an old farm for about 2 to 3 weeks and just tried to survive out on my own there, but later I realized there ain't no life there." Sydney says, "Sounds like it sucked." Lincoln says, "Yeah, it kinda did. But you know, my brother always said something to me growing up, and it always stuck with me. You're not defined by your past. You're just prepared for it. And because of our past, we're prepared for it." He taps her on the shoulder as we hear, "Holster your tits, Lincoln! I repeat, holster your tits, brother!" Lincoln looks down at Tom running up and says, What the hell is it?" Did Bruce piss on your floor again?" "Man, I told you to build your own bar if it's getting that bad." Tom says, "No, buddy, it's not that. Haley is in labor." Lincoln says, "Wait, what?" Tom says, "Yeah, me and Kesey just rushed her to the Kingstonville hospital. Come on, let's get a move on there, outlaw boy." Lincoln and Sydney rush down as they run down the street in joy. Lincoln, Tom, and Sydney run into the Kingstonville hospital. As we see Kezia, as Lincoln says, "Where is she? Is she okay?" Kezia says, "She's fine. She's brought into room 3. Come with me." They all walk down the hall. As Tom hangs back a sec, as the nurse is distracted, as he then sees the opportunity and steals a lollipop. We see them walk into the room as Lincoln goes up to Haley and says, Hey, are you okay?" Haley says, "I'm fine." "Shit, looks like the baby shower was maybe a day too late." Lincoln says, "Well, I'm here, alright?" Tom says, "Me too." The nurse says, "Well, it'll be a little bit, okay? Just rest and relax. I'll be back to check on you soon, okay?" Haley says, "Okay, thank you." Tom says, "Well, have you guys considered what to name the little guy yet?" Haley says, "I have no idea. I've been trying to think of something that just, I don't know, maybe a name that means something, to all of us. I want something that stands out. Almost like a reminder of why we're here, Tom says, "Well, I know why I'm here. It's because of Billy. Billy kept me going, so..." He looks at them and Lincoln says, "Billy." Haley says, "Billy West." Tom says, "Oh, now that sounds like someone you don't want to mess with."
Ah! Currently.
Now, we see guards standing next to a bunch of kids. As we see the apostles have all the Kingstonville kids held in this room. As we see a bunch of weed plants all around. As we see Haley stealth kills one of them. As Luke comes up behind another and stabs them in the neck. As we see 2 other apostles standing guard with the kids by their side. As we see Haley slits both of their throats. As Haley and the others look at all the children covered in blood. As we see, they all group hug Haley, Luke, and the others. As Haley then looks worried as she says, "Where is he? Where's Billy?" Natalie says, "The last time I heard he was at James's place." Haley looks super worried now as she says, "Ashley, Luke, get the kids out of here now. I'll cover you, but you gotta get out of here." Ashley says, "Okay, understood, but listen, Haley. Haley has a tear running down her face as Ashley holds her hand and says, "Go get him, okay? But be careful." They split off as Luke says to Haley, "Haley, please, for all our sake, don't fucking die." Haley says, "You too. Stay safe."
Yeah, for
She
the love of
goes
God,
to
Joe.
find Billy as Ashley and Luke and the 2 other men take the kids. But then we see another apostle comes out behind the corner with his
shit.
gun out. As Luke says, "Step away from the kids." The apostle makes it a point to put his gun down, and he takes his mask off, and Ashley says, "Larson?" He says, "Look, James gave me a duty. He assigned me to watch these kids during this, but I brought them here on purpose. James didn't know I was bringing them here. This green room is 3 rooms away from the sewer latch." He looks at Ashley and Luke and says, "And thanks to you 2, it's clear after you both broke up." Ashley says, "What are you saying?" He picks up a walkie and says, "I've been a man on the inside for Bishop. James has lost it with his rules. I never did. I know there's others that felt the same, but they're too scared, they're too terrified to even admit to it, so they just go along with it. But I agreed. I always agreed with Bishop, and I backed him then and I back him now." We hear Ryan on the other end checking in and says, "Hey, you round up those little fuckers?" Larson says, "I got them all, but we're missing the widow's boy." Ashley and Luke can tell that he's serious as they lower their guns, hearing this, as Bishop says, "Don't worry about this. I'm pushing in now with some of the widow's people. We'll get them out, alright? But for now, get the others out now and away from James as soon as humanly possible." Larson says, "Copy that, boss." Luke says, "Okay. Alright, let's go." We see Tegan with 2 other of Ryan's men as they walk in and go up the stairs. As they bust the door down, as James turns around to see them enter, we see James throws a knife and kills one of them.
Damn.
The blood goes all over Tegan's face. The other guy runs after James. Tegan then starts getting shot at by more apostles as she splits off and runs for cover. The other guy then runs towards James as they then throw punches back and forth at each other.
Damn.
James then picks him up, and throws him into the spinning fan. As
Damn.
you see James then lets this guy spin around as his blood goes all across the room and kills him. James then stands there afterwards covered in blood and says, "Spin like a fairy, you fairy fucker." We see Haley running through the halls as apostles run out, as she shoots every single one of them, as she kills and kills, as she reloads again and says, "Where are you, son? Where the fuck are you?" Flashback. We see Haley giving birth to her son, as we see Lincoln with her, as she says, "Where are you, son? Where are you?" Lincoln says, come on, you can do this, just a few more pushes." She then pushes him out completely, as we see the nurse says, "Here he is." Tom says, "Yes, baby is a success, woo! Whoa, that's a lot of blood there, sister. Oh, congrats, Lincoln, big buddy." Lincoln says, "Thanks, buddy." We hear Billy crying as we see Tom says, "There's Billy boy, in the flesh." Haley smiles as we see her hold Billy in her arms for the very first time. Now, we see Haley shoots one more apostle as she turns the corner, as we see Isaac standing down the hall with Billy by his side. As Haley aims her gun towards Isaac as she says, "Step away from my son." Isaac says to Billy, "Stay back." Billy says, "Mom?" Isaac walks closer to Haley as she says, "Please, Isaac, I know you're better than this. I know you don't want this, and you know why I'm here. Please, don't make this hard for me." Isaac lowers his gun as he sees how scared Billy looks and says, "I'm sorry, Aunt Haley. It's nice to see you actually care about your son. My mom used to do that, and now she's gone." Haley actually holsters her weapon in return and starts walking up to him and says, "Hey, Isaac, I'm not gonna hurt you." Isaac says, "Why wouldn't you? I attacked your home. I killed your people on my dad's orders." Haley says, "You're just a kid. How'd you lose the eye? The battle that your dad forced you into doing, right? You've tried your best to please your dad over and over again. I'm sorry, kid, but you can't please a psychopath. When I look at you, I don't see a threat. I see someone who saved my son from being killed. You care, and I know you do, and I'm not going to gun down a kid. And frankly, I'm tired of seeing more West family members dying because of this war, so please." Isaac starts crying as he says, "I'm so fucking tired. I'm tired of war. I'm tired of being scared." Haley says, "I am too. But it doesn't have to be like this. You can come with us, you know. You can. No matter what your father says, you are worth so much more than this life." Isaac says, I just don't know how." Haley says, "I do." She puts her hand out and says, "Take my hand. We can get out of." We see a machete goes right through the back of his head as blood splatters on Haley's hand. As we see Billy stands there with his dad's machete in hand as he says, "That's my fucking mother."
Oh,
Nice.
damn!
Flashback.
Wow!
As we see Haley
Wow.
holding
What
Billy
the
on
fuck?
his first day. Now,
Ooh.
as she stands in front of her son, as she looks horrified as he asks, "Are you proud of me?" Haley says, "If necessary or not. Don't ever be proud of killing son." As she hugs her son and says, "We're getting out of here
Wow.
right now." We see Ashley, Luke, Larson, and the two men with the rest of the kids running down the hall as we see over 10 apostles open fire against them as they run as fast as they can. As Ashley says, there, the sewer latch. They start bringing the kids inside to get them to safety. Meanwhile, Luke sees them coming and fires a few shots back at them. He then says, go, I'll give you as much cover as I can. He fires more shots towards them as he sees even more apostles are coming down the other hall. As he sees, he doesn't have many bullets left. As Luke looks behind him and sees all the scared kids. As he loads his final bullets, as he says, go, get the kids down there. I'll hold them off. Ashley says, no, Luke, you can't. Please, there's too many of them. They'll kill you. Luke holds her hand as he says, you did this for me. Now I'm going to do the same for you. We don't have time to argue. I will not let innocent people die. Not anymore. That is not the work of this soldier. Luke lets go of Ashley as he runs towards the group of apostles down the hall. As he yells out, as Ashley tries to follow him, as Larson grabs onto her and holds her back. As she and says, let me go, please let me help him. Luke then kills two apostles, but then the rest of the apostles stab him to death in front of them from far, as we see the tears going down Ashley's face, as we see Luke is on his knees, as he smiles at Ashley, as she screams. Luke then gets stabbed to death as he goes down and as they end his life. Larson says, we have to go. Ashley sees the kids getting into the sewer as they all get down there, as we see the apostles coming for them, as Ashley closes the latch and her and Larson get the kids to safety. We see Ryan, Sydney, and Miles walking through the nest as we see dead apostles all around, as Ryan says, unfucking believable. He turns to them and says, alright, I'll sweep the shithole, you guys go get the kids. The tunnels will lead them out north of the nest. I want you all there to get them out. And besides, I'll make sure to finish the place I started, and then this will be over. Sydney says, okay. Let's go. They split off from Ryan as he just looks at the destroyed nest that he built and says, how did we get here? He sees that he doesn't have any bullets left as he pulls out his two swords and says, well, the old-fashioned way it is then. Haley and Billy are running together as an apostle in front of them throws a grenade in front of them as Haley and Billy scatter in different directions. As we see Haley slowly getting up, as she is coughing. Billy! We see James standing on the railing up above, saying, so my brother's wife really is the same. Driven by war and tries to take kids from their home. Haley fires back up top, but the smoke is blocking their vision. As Haley says, those are my children, every last one of them, because my husband led my people, and that's exactly what I'm doing. She fires back as she yells, Billy! James says, well, where is he? Oh, don't tell me you let another one of your immediate family die in front of you. Wow. I guess. You're not who you say you are. You know, I was expecting a lot more from you. Haley West, you were overhyped as hell. Haley fires back as she runs away to find her son. We see Billy slowly walking through the halls as we see he's looking weak. As he stumbles through, as he overhears James saying, we've got to get the hell out of here, gentlemen. This place is burning like hell. Billy grabs his father's machete off of the ground as he looks angry. As he doesn't try to find his mother, he tries to find his uncle.
Really? He's gonna go after him, eh?
Flashback. We see Tom and Sydney walking the streets at night. As we see Tom holding little Billy in his arms, as he says, They did good. He's just perfect. Sydney says, he is. Although I must say, you've spent a lot more time with him than Haley. Tom says, yeah, we should probably bring him back. Just look at those little fingers. Sydney says, he's cute. Yeah. Tom says, yep. And before you know it, he'll be a little liquor master. Sydney says, oh, I'm sure he'll be a master at something.
No.
Now, we see Ryan as we see 5 more apostles surround him as he says, wow, loyal to the end, huh? Cocksuckers. The main apostle says, well, congratulations. You killed everybody in here. You destroyed the home that you built. Ryan says, I didn't build shit. I owe my apologies to Xavier. You sorry fucks on the other hand, not so fucking sorry. He kills 2 of them with his sword as we see him move fast and slashes one in the face. As his face bleeds badly, his sword then goes through one of their mouths as Ryan kicks the last one to the ground as he stands over him and says, where's that son of a bitch? Where's James? The apostle says, he's gone. He left with 2 other apostles. Look, Bishop, I didn't know what to do when you left. For what it's worth, I'm really fucking sorry to see what James did to you. Alright? Ryan says, it's alright. 1, I should have been a better bishop. And 2, James is not fucking going anywhere. He puts his last apostle down as he says, apostles. My wonderful apostles. May you all rest in peace. As he exits the nest, as he sees footprints, as he says, and after all that, he runs away from a house of 1,000 corpses. We see Haley walking through the destroyed nest as she whispers, Billy, please, if you hear me, please come out. We see her turn the corner as we see the wall of the lost apostles. Looks at all these Polaroids as she then sees. She looks up close to one of them. We see a Polaroid of Lincoln's remains. Haley looks horrified and disgusted as we see James went back and took a picture of his dead brother and hung it up with the rest as Haley looks at this picture and looks pissed as she sees she's out of bullets, as she pulls out her pickaxe and starts walking out of the nest looking for James. We see Ashley and Larson walking out of the sewers with the kids. As we see Ashley is covered in blood, as she looks emotionally exhausted. As Larson says, Ashley, there was nothing that you could have done. Luke made his choice. You can't go down yourself, alright? Not now. Ashley sees Colin, Rebecca, and Rose walking up to them. As Ashley says, I got the kids out. Rebecca aims a gun towards Larson and says, what the hell is he doing here? Ashley says, put the gun down. He's here with Ryan. He's here to help us. Rebecca says, well, where's Haley? Luke. Ashley says, Luke's dead. Haley, I don't know. Larson says, we gotta keep these kids away from the nest. Rose says, did you find Billy? Ashley looks at all of them and looks at the scared kids with blood on her hands and says, get them away from here. Get them back to the cars. I got something I gotta do on my own. As she splits off from the group and goes back in. We see dead bodies all over the beach, as we see the nest on fire, as we see James and only 2 remaining apostles running, as one of them says, we gotta find a safe place, sir, we gotta get the hell out of here now. The nest is total, the other apostle says. So are we? James looks pissed and says, it ain't fucking ending. because we'll rebuild and we'll restart. And we see a pickaxe goes through one of the apostles' throats as we see Haley. The apostle drops and Haley stabs the other one as she stabs him repeatedly. As James looks angry and Haley swings at him and he ducks. He hits her in the face as he then hits her again. As she drops the pickaxe, James then hits her 2 more times.
Come on,
as she
Haley.
falls. Haley is down with a mouth full of blood.
Shit.
As she says, You destroyed my family. Your family. My fucking son's family. She stands up and says, It's just you and me now. It's just you and me. She hits him once and he gets knocked back a bit as she says, You left me in a world of shit. James smiles and hits her and says, Yeah? Come on. Hate me. Feel what I feel. The day my brother took the love of my life away. Haley says, Not because you wanted revenge. She hits him again and says, Because you hate yourself. Because you're a spoiled loser with a fucked up son. Your father never loved you.
Damn
James
straight.
screams
Whoa.
out, punches her over and over again as she hits him back.
Come on,
As
Haley.
She sprains her fist very badly as she yells out.
Damn.
James takes her and punches her over and over again as he says, My father wasn't my father. Real parents care. Real parents care. Real parents fight to protect their fucking kids. Haley spits out blood and says, And my son killed your son. I guess your brother's legacy lives after all. He buries her face in the sand as he puts his hand around her neck. As he then sees she's fighting for air. We see Ashley walks into the burning nest as she hears, Mom? Ashley says, Billy? Billy walks through the smoke as he sees Ashley as she says, Hey, are you okay, kiddo? He didn't hurt you at all, did he? Billy has his dad's bloody machete in his hands as she says, Who was it? Billy says, Isaac. I killed him to protect my mom. Ashley says, Okay, I'm glad you're okay. We gotta find the others, come on. James is strangling Haley as he says, Where's the fight? Where is the fucking fight I've been looking for, huh? As we hear, Right behind you, motherfucker. Ryan knocks James down as he helps Haley up and says,
Yes!
Me, Mrs. West? We see Haley's badly hurt as James starts running away. As Haley spits up blood and says, Kill him. Kill him. Ryan says, You got it, boss lady. Ryan takes his 2 swords and runs after him. Ryan tackles James to the ground as he says, You are done. You are nothing but a brother-killing, child-harming, sociopathic, and psychopathic child man who had to take someone else's group because he didn't know how to fucking make his own. You know, when we first met, you thought I was there to rob you? That I was there to take everything from your camp? Well, you know what? The Ryan back then took your bullshit because it wasn't my place to question hospitality in an apocalyptic world like this one. But the Ryan now? I would have buried you 6 feet under and pissed on your fucking grave, you son of a bitch.
Damn.
You think it's this easy? No. I'm giving you one more chance to show me that you're better than me. Like you always claimed you were. So, come on then, Bishop. Show me what you really got. He passes him one of his swords as James laughs and says, Oh, you just sealed your fucking fate, Ryan. Ryan says, Well, then let's find out then, good sir. They swing back and forth at each other as Bishop knocks James in the mouth with his arm. As we see, he busted his nose. As we then see, they fight across the ocean. As Haley is still trying to get up, we see her hand is messed up and her face is all busted up. As we see, Ryan says to James, You're a little slower than usual. I know Lincoln would have kicked the ever-loving shit out of you. Maybe that's why your bitch ass killed him now that I think about it. You were scared of what he'd do to you. Because he was stronger than you. And I told you to take him out. I thought you'd hold back. When you didn't, that's when I knew what kind of a coward you were. James says, Then why am I still fucking standing, huh? Ryan says, Because liars get far in this world. Until they tell the wrong lie. And for your information, I killed the wrong fucking brother. He stabs James in the
damn
chest.
straight.
James drops the sword in the sand as the real bishop stands over him as he
Die, you
says,
cunt.
"The Lord's work of a bishop isn't meant for a fucking pussy." He takes the sword out as blood is coming out of James' mouth, as he can see him suffering, as Bishop says. Not that easy, motherfucker. Haley walks up to this and says, "He was your henchman. Finish him." Bishop says, "By your orders, Mrs. West." Bishop looks at James and takes him by the collar as we see the trail of blood coming from James as Ryan drags him into the water and puts his face underwater as he tries to suffocate him to death, as he holds him down and says, "For the nest, for the apostles, for Ashley, for Haley, and for her people, and for Isaac, and most importantly, for the brother you influenced me to kill." Ashley walks out with Billy as Billy runs to Haley and says, "Mom?" She hugs him and says, "Are you okay?" Billy says, "I am, because Daddy was guiding my way." Ashley sees Ryan with James and walks over, and Ryan sees her and lets go of James and steps aside as Ashley pulls James out of the water to see his eyes are barely still open. As Ashley looks at her brother dead in the eyes and says, "Close your eyes, brother." She stabs James in the head, ending his life. As we zoom out to what's left of Lincoln's family, standing on the beach, as we see the sun coming up.
Wow.
One hour later, we see everyone at the cars at the top of the hill, as Ryan just sees the nest smoke from far and says, "What a damn shame." Amelia walks up to him and says, "You okay?" Ryan smiles and kisses her and says, "Yeah, I'm better than okay. You know, for the first time in my life, I actually feel like I'm seeing what's possible. No matter how bleak it may get, it'll be different. A fresh start." Amelia says, "Is that what you want?" Ryan says, "It is." Amelia crosses her arms with a smile on her face and says, "Well, where would we go?" Ryan says, "Well, you ever been to Hawaii?" We see Sydney sitting next to Rose in the back of the truck as she says, "You did good." Rose says, "You all look like shit." Sydney says, "Hey, language there, child." She looks at her and smiles, but then she sees how sad Ashley looks as she's just sitting on a rock by herself. As Sydney and Miles walk up to her, and Miles says, "How did it happen?" Ashley is crying and says, "We were getting the kids out. The apostles chased us all the way through this place. And when we were leaving, he ran to stop them, to buy us time to save the kids. And me." Miles looks upset and says, "Well, that's what he'll be remembered for. A true American soldier till the end." Miles hugs Ashley as Sydney says, "I'm so sorry. He was one of my greatest friends. One of the greatest friends I ever had. People just keep dying lately." We see Haley packing up a car with supplies as Ryan walks up to her and says, "So do you know what's next?" Haley says, "I made a promise." Ryan looks put off and says, "Well, I can't say I don't deserve." Haley stops him and says, "I meant what I said on the bridge. I'm tired of killing. I'm tired of being the one on a warpath. And you have a wife. And my son has seen enough killing for one day." Ryan says, "What are you saying here?" Haley says, "This car is for you. You'll have a week's worth of supplies. You'll have to manage from there, but take Amelia and whoever else you want to, your men if you want, and leave. Don't ever come back here again." Because trust me when I say there's people here that want to kill you. Ryan says, I thank you. I honestly would have understood if you just killed me, and I would have deserved it. Haley says, good luck. She walks away, and Ryan says, Mrs. West? She turns around, and he says, you know, for what it's worth, I'm not sure if this'll do a lot for me here, but hell, it may not even mean anything. I gotta tell you, I'm truly sorry for what I did to them. Ryan gets shot in the throat as he falls. Haley and the group all get back in fear as Haley looks up to see Dave and Matthew walking up to them. As Dave stands there with a cigarette in his mouth, as he watches Ryan on the ground bleeding out, as Haley looks nervous.
What
and
the
Dave
fuck?
says, So, are we making deals now, Haley?
What the fuck?
Haley looks stunned
Ah.
as Amelia says, You fucking monster! Dave smiles as Amelia draws her gun. She gets shot in the head as we see Matthew shot her dead. Ryan is lying on the ground, choking on his own blood as he's trying to yell, Come Julia! Amelia! Dave says, Now that is for the outlaw, motherfucker. He shoots him and says, What do you know? Reunited like Bonnie and Clyde. Huh. Haley says, What did you do? Dave says, I took care of a problem. Now listen to me, you fucking snowflakes. Doesn't run to her daddy. She stays by Sydney's side as he says, It appears like you all have forgotten. So let me clue you in. We live in a world gone mad where we live in a wasteland world that has one rule. This is survival of the fucking fittest. And only the strong survive. And that means getting rid of little road rats like these ones. You want to hang on to your humanity? You'll die. You want to accept the blood we endure? Then maybe you'll get a chance to live. So if you think anyone around here is innocent, then you've been drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. Let me remind you of the outlaw that built all this for us. And who's the one that took it from us? That's why I did this today. Because of him. And let me clue you in on what's next. Starvation at its highest. Worse people. And then a bleak fucking ending for all of us. And that right there is what Bishop did for us. As everyone stands there looking shocked. We see blood in the sand, guns on the ground, as we see the Apostle Nest on fire. As we see dead apostles all around, as we zoom out to see even more apostles on the beach, as we see someone sees this in front of them, as we see it's Audrin, as he stands there in shock and says, What the fuck?
What? Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. I don't have no fucking words. Wow. Um, wow. That's crazy.
Um, Killing True Soul putting his life first. Red Link. Yeah, Sandy W. Special Skill Bishop. He's going to change what he said to Lincoln. Yeah. James. Damn Dave. You fucking killing Dave fucking Miller. Lincoln has been avenged. Dave isn't messing around. He kept his promise though. Dave is back.
Huh. What the hell, though? I don't know if. That's. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, surprisingly enough, I said it wasn't possible for me to start being okay with Ryan, but funny enough, these past episodes have turned a different perspective, and I was actually on the brink of he's alright. And then you killed him. Wow, I just damn. Jesus. And Amelia's dead as well, right? I'll be honest, I freaking was too shocked at Ryan dying. I freaking blinked past the freaking if she got killed as well. I mean, hell, the Isaac one is the one that got me. Should be. Is what got me, surely. That one got me because, you know, I really didn't have a complete hatred for Isaac. At first, I was like, piece of shit, but then he instantly went the other direction, and then I was like, oh. So Billy killing him was kind of actually just like, what the fuck? Like, that was not necessary. Wow. Damn.
Amanda Rivers like Lincoln's killer, then I took it away. That was the plan. I'm gonna say Dave was wrong, but to him, fuck Bishop, he killed his leader. So that's being grouped with that girl.
I mean, it was just Dave. It was just Dave. Huh? It was just fucking Dave. Well, that one's oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Now it's hitting me. Well, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I just, was it the right choice? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really sure. Hard to say. Could have been, could not been. So I don't know on that one. But, the Isaac one, I don't think was necessary. That one I don't think was necessary. That one I know for sure was not necessary. Billy did not need to do that. But damn. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. Well, is Amelia dead? Can I'll be real with you, I don't actually remember. I don't remember because fucking Ryan dying fucking blew me out of the frickin' water. I lost. I couldn't believe it after that, so. Good. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with Dave on that per se because he did keep his promise. So I'm not against that. Damn. That's just that's a way. That's all I can say. Honestly, I don't have any fucking words for it. Honestly, I'm not even gonna say W. I'm not gonna say L. Dave. I'm kind of just neutral on the situation. I really don't. It's a tit for a tat, whether it's right or wrong. Honestly. So I respect both sides of it. So honestly, either way, it just completely threw me. Completely threw me out of the expectations. Yeah. Yeah, the Isaac one was, I didn't think that was needed. I could tell just by what he was doing and everything like that he didn't want nothing to do with any of that. And that one was pretty clear after he got him out of there. So I didn't think killing it was necessary. You know, it's no difference on the daughter of the psycho bitch. What's her name? You know, same thing. You know what I mean? She didn't want nothing to do with that. It was kind of the same resemblance. You know what I mean? In a different form. That's kind of unfortunate, honestly. Damn. Wow. Okay. Damn. Shit. Yeah, a lot of shit happened here. Good lord.
Lordy, lordy. Billy is too young. Billy is young too. Let's hope this doesn't have a long-lasting effect. Yeah. Yep, Matthew shot her and killed her.
Oh. Damn. Wow. Okay. That's. That's even. Okay. I don't have any words for that, honestly. I don't know. I'm neutral. I'm neutral on that one. I really can't even pick a side, honestly. I really can't. Because on one side, didn't deserve to die. On the other side, I respect his reasons. Promise is a promise. So honestly, you know. And yes, he gave the order, but he wasn't the one that killed him. It was his brother that killed him. So that's where it's like, I do put a lot of blame on Bishop, but I don't put all the blame on him. Because his brother is the one that did it. And his brother did it in a very horrific way. And that's just unreal. You know, I mean, he could have went against it, but his psychoticness and his craziness didn't give a fuck. And he wanted to. So that just, you know what I mean? I mean, realistically, I think if Bishop would have said, don't do it, he still would have done it. That's how psychotic he is. So, really, I truly do think that James is the one that's the true blame. You know what I mean? Even if Bishop was the one that gave the order. You know? And that's just seeing it from the perspective of how psychotic James is. You know? And how not psychotic Bishop was. The exact opposites. You had one realized he fucked up, and you had the other that just fucking went right down the shitter. You know what I mean? Further down the hole. So, completely opposite directions in terms of seeing what they're doing. So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm neutral on, and I'm not going to say W Dave, and I'm not going to say L Dave. I'm just like, wow. Okay. Like, damn. That's fucked. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Jesus. The only thing I'm against, well, I mean, Amelia died. I mean, that one I might be against as well, because honestly, she didn't do nothing. Though, of course, she probably would have done something. So that one, yeah, yeah. You know, that one's a tit for a tat. Like I said, I'm just gonna stay neutral on it. I'm not gonna pick a side. That's a mess. That's all I can say. It's a mess. That's all. That whole situation is a mess. Eh. And it ain't a great mess. Yeah. But the one I will be against is the Isaac one. That one I will be against that because I did not think that was necessary. Because I truly don't think Isaac was going to do anything. I really don't think so. It really seemed like he did not want any more of that craziness. The battle, amazing. James' death, amazing. Honestly, everything about it, amazing. 10 out of 10 for me. Which is surprising for me to give, given these crazy, insane, shocking moments that happened. That completely blew me out of my seat. As you saw, I got up. So, bra fucking O for that. Yeah, 10 out of 10. This shit, wow. I mean, it fucking, Jesus Christ. I mean, you had so much happening in this episode. It's insane. I mean, the flashbacks, amazing. I mean, you know what I mean? They were lining up perfectly, I think. Just what was happening. I mean, it just, damn. I just, you know, I don't have any words. Really, I don't. Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I can't give it anything lower. That'd just be a lie. Really would be. Honestly, I really, everything flowed nicely. Good. Good. So. Yeah, everything flowed nicely. With the injured gun of retaliation. Oh, okay. Matthew killed her before she killed Dave. Are we mad at Dave and respectfully, you know, this episode truly did show the cruelty of war, but Apostle's story is over. Yeah. Well, then I can't really be mad at Matthew for killing her then, in that aspect, because she retaliated. So, I guess I really can't be mad at that. Good thing Ashley did get out of the apostles for the example, just to fully do it. Yeah. Her action was, for me, it was great. That's a fire thing. Exactly, because of Dave's perspective. And I said, oh yeah, hope you're ready for our group to seriously question Mr. Dave. Our man is back. No question, Mr. Dave. I mean, I'm not gonna knock them for doing so if they do. I'm not gonna be mad at that. But if he needs to explain the promise and everything that he agreed with, then he probably should do though. You know what I mean? Or he should do so, just to put things more on ease. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Damn.
Dave was true though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. 100%. Like I said, I'm neutral, man. You know, I'm neutral on it. I'm respecting both. In this incident, I usually would say W Dave, but in this incident, like I stated, I really don't think it was necessary. But at the same time, I'm not knocking him for doing it. You know what I mean? It's like it's really not a, you know. I respect if you're picking a side. I respect that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna knock you for picking a side. But in this case, the situation, I see both sides. I see both sides equally. I really do. And that's not common for me to do that because I usually do pick a side. But in this specific situation, I didn't see the necessariness, but I did. It was I did and I didn't. You know, I saw both. So I'm not gonna say L Dave and I'm not gonna say W's Dave. I'm just gonna say, well, that happened. And we move on. But 10 out of 10. 100%. 10 out of 10. So yeah.
4% to go, brother. Let's go. Fire. Oh yeah. Even as a guy who wrote it, I can't pick his side either. It's up to interpretation.
Fire reaction. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, that's good that you can't pick a side either. That says something. You know what I mean? It's yeah. It's, you know, like I said, I'm 100% with Dave, 110%. You know me, brother. I used to say fucking Dave in the beginning, and now I'm saying he's a homie. But even at that moment, I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. I cannot, because even though you made a truce, which I 110% respect the truce. But at the same time, it's unnecessary. And now, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So. It is what it is. There's always pieces of the old Dave in there. Only difference is he's on our side. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's for true. Well, I was going to do another episode at Joker's. However, your man's tired. So, I might not do 3. I'd just do 2 today. Which I'm not going to bitch about. Which means I'll do the next one when I wake up. So. Oh, I need to do one of the extra. Well, that's well, right when I get up. I actually have to go in at 2:30, so I'm gonna have to at least wake up by 11:30, 12:30 time frame, somewhere around there. So that's what I'm gonna shoot for. I wanted to do 3 episodes, but I'm a little bit more tired, and it's working, but my body's just it's just being like, let's just go to sleep. So it's not. It's. I don't want to force myself to stay awake much longer because it just wouldn't be ideal. You know what I mean? Because if I keep drinking more of it, then I'm gonna be so wide awake that probably, which means I'll be awake for a longer period than what I want to be. You know what I mean? Or my body might not give a frick anyway, and make me just go to sleep nonetheless. So, and I don't want to do that. So, I want to be engaged with the next episode. Obviously. So. Monster, how would you see that? Well, kind of. I don't know why, because I didn't take a sip until now. You know what I mean? And I took a sip because I was yawning so damn much, and as you saw, that kind of stopped that. You see, because it kind of woke me up a little bit. It took a second though, but that was telling you how tired I was getting because it took a second for the monster to kick everything in. But and now you see I'm not even yawning at the moment, and that's because it's kicking everything back into motion. But I don't want it to push me past a certain point. I might continue drinking it though when I wake back up. You know what I mean? Might do that. But I just don't want to. I don't want to try to do that. I'd rather. Yeah, sit down and came back. See, so that's telling you how tired I am because that means I'd have to drink a lot more to overcome that tiredness. And then what's going to happen? See, if I continue doing that, it's going to keep me so wide awake then, pretty much, that I'm going to stay awake for the next whatever hours, which is way longer than what I want. You know what I mean? And it won't be good. You know what I mean? It won't be great. So, yeah. It's out of that. It's out of that, or it will lose the effect on me because of my tiredness that I'll just go to sleep anyway. So, one or two things could happen. You know what I mean? It could overdo it to where I stay awake for too much longer, or I'll just be too damn tired and pass out anyway. So, and it's really hard to say which way it could go, so, really hard to say. So,
Makes sense. Well, W grind with or without it.
yeah, for real. Yeah. Oh, it's helping me keep me going a little bit longer here, but yeah. As you can tell, the coke didn't do anything. When I'm that tired, they don't do it. They don't do it. It's just there's not enough kick. It's good, but there's not enough kick. That's the problem. There's not enough kick to boost me. Mountain Dew might have a little bit more kick, but I still don't know if that'd be strong enough. I don't know if there's still one. Might have a little bit more of a kick, but I don't know if it'd be enough. Ooh. Excuse me. So, but yeah. So that was episode 14, though.
Mountain Dew works for me sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It depends on the tiredness. If I'm not that tired, it probably would work. But because of how much you're seeing me doing it, and how big it is, it probably wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Or if it does, the first sip, it's not going to work anymore after that. You know. So, it'll probably just make me pass out. So.
Oh God, bad bitch is back. Ah! What's up, bad bitch? Oh God, pizza. You and fucking pizza. You need to get help, bad bitch. You need to get help. Your pizza obsession is too much. Ah!
It's too much. Can't take it no more.
Yeah, 57 days left. Stranger Things season 5.
And that's it. Not that long to go. Yeah, when I was taking my one passenger, bad bitch. That's freaking what we were talking about. The motherfucking pizza, because he had a big ass pizza box. It was freaking piece of pork, I think is what it was. If I remember correctly. We were talking about goddamn pizza and what places we liked and this and that. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh yeah, bad bitch would have liked this, wouldn't he? Fucking talking about goddamn pizza. Fucking bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, what should we do about pizza? Dave shoots shots pizza, pisses on it. Ah! Yeah.
Badger and I work for a pizza place. I'd be eating them. I'm surprised you're not. With how obsessed you are with it. Yeah. I'm surprised you're not. I'm surprised you're not. Not gonna lie. Eh. It's insanity. I mean, I just don't know why you have such a huge, you know. Just trying to understand your obsession on this bad bitch. Trying to understand.
Stranger Things, that's getting close. It's getting close.
Yeah. Excuse me. We're gonna get to the bottom of it, Mr. Bad Bitch. One way or another.
Gotta get some breakfast. Woke up early for this fire reaction.
Gonna get breakfast now? Goddamn. I'll go back to sleep. Duh! At least for another hour or two. I guess it depends on how wide awake you are though. I know Mr. Ray's is going to sleep. That's what Mr. Ray's is doing. Alright, you peace out, Dan. If you do, if you do go back to sleep, have a great rest of, or take a nice nap. You know what I mean? Have some good breakfast. Not pizza, of course. And Mr. Ray's good with sleep. Hit that like button if you guys have it. 6 likes, we're almost there. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe if you guys want to do more fun content like this. Again, shout out to Dan Reviews and Mega Matt. And check out the playlist. Links are in the description. Show them love, support. All credit goes to them. As always, social media is down below. Stay up to date with me. Second channel, Twitch channel, Heisenberg's channel. Become a member. Links are in the description as well. Check them out. Support me. We appreciate it very much. Get extra content. All that good stuff. No, he's not getting pizza, Mr. Bad Bitch. That'll be the last thing he's getting. And that'll be the last thing I'm getting for a while. And subscribe if you guys want to do more far content like this. Would appreciate it. I'll be real with you, bad bitch. I hope you don't eat pizza every day. Because if you do, that is ridiculous on another level. That's insanity. And preposterous. Truly. And I'm eating that legit. Pepperoni and chips, Dan, if you find. Ah. Insanity. Sure, that's a unique breakfast I love. Ah! Yeah. No, I don't have that shit for breakfast. Are you insane? That's the last thing on my mind. I don't know. No, I have frickin' French toast, pancakes, frickin' scrambled eggs, bacon, and pancakes, and there it is. I'm forgetting the word for that. I don't know why. And that tells you my mind is not thinking correctly. Waffles. There you go. I'll have that shit by 10 times over fucking pizza. Goddamn breakfast. I'm freaking insane. Hell, I even have cereal before I consider that. And I don't even have cereal that often. I used to be when I was younger. Used to have it all the time. Or at least more frequent, anyway. Have you tried chocolate pizza? No, that doesn't even sound appetizing. That does not even sound appetizing, bad bitch. At all. That's that does not sound appetizing. Not at all. That sounds like it'll give me a stomach problem. That's what that sounds like. And it probably will. I don't even think any of my pizza places make that here. Dan Reviews pancakes are my favorites. I'm gonna get those actually. See y'all later. Alright, great choice. Same, I have pancakes. Breastfeeding and sometimes toast. Oh, that's a shock coming from you, bad bitch. That's a shocker coming from you. Or if I'm in a rush to go somewhere, I have a breakfast bar. Oh, alright. Still a shocker. But good to see that you like something else other than pizza. So there is hope in you after all. That's a good thing. At least. Yep. Yeah, I can't, like I said, I love pizza, but I can't have it every day. 2 days in a row, and I get sick of it after that. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. We're signing out. Peace! Have a good one, guys. Much else to say.